everyone, welcome to the first edition of Driss'e Kitchen. My name is Driss Bensouda, and over the past 10 years we have been preparing the best food in this establishment. Many travelers to the Gambia have enjoyed our wonderful dishes and have asked how we've prepared them and what the secrets are behind our recipes. Well, I've refused to tell them, but now I'm prepared to disclose all of this to you. Now, I'm going to try and keep these recipes fairly simple, as this is going to be, or this is probably, or is your first experience cooking with us. I'm going to make sure that I keep it fairly simple. Ingredients will be basic, measurements will be basic, and also methods will be basic. But nevertheless, that does not take away from the fact that every dish will be full of bursting flavor, mouth-watering, finger-licking good food. The first thing we're going to do is a starter. Our butcher's shop spring rolls, very famous, everybody likes them. We're going to follow it with a traditional shepherd's pie, prepared my mother's way. Something easy to make at home, quite voluminous, and something the whole family will enjoy. You can even eat it the following day. It stays in the fridge for as long as 3. And to finish us up, we'll get Alfonsi, our wonderful pastry girl, to come over and help us with the preparation of a wonderful creme caramel, something we all enjoy. We need our chicken, of course. So we're going to ask Mr. Ali here, our very famous butcher, to give us some of his wonderful chicken breast. Wow, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? 2 plump pieces of chicken breast provided by Ali, our master butcher, Mr. Ali. You're going to show us how you're going to chop this thing for us into nice little pieces. Will you? Come over, please, Ali. If you can please, yeah, chop it into strips for stir frying. Nice thin strips. All right, one point I'd like to make to you guys, a very important point. As you can see here, we used a completely different chopping board for the meat. Never cut your meat or chop your meat in the same board as your vegetables. Very dangerous. Salmonella is around. It can hurt you, okay? Now, Oli is doing a little bit of chopping for me at the moment. We're preparing all the ingredients that are going to go into the chicken. What happens is the oil that you put in your pan should only be sufficient to cover the base of the pan. There shouldn't be any more oil sort of floating around. Because don't forget, the chicken has its own juices. It also has its own oil. Okay, and we can use that for our preparations. Okay, so you see, you've got everything. Can you hear this wonderful sizzle taking place? Onions, garlic, ginger. Wonderful aroma, excellent aroma. I think what we're going to do is allow it to sizzle a little bit more, and then we'll throw our chicken in. Meanwhile, Oli is grating the cabbage and the carrots, which I repeat, are going to go into this whole process uncooked. That's what gives the crunchy taste and the crunchy texture to the spring roll. All right? All coming out properly. As you can see, there's hardly any oil in here. Look at this. Hardly any oil. You don't need so much oil in your cooking, unless you use olive oil, and that's eaten fresh. It's not cooked. That goes into your salads and so forth. Olive oil is good for you. You can drink it if you want. You can dip your bread into it. You can mix it with garlic and eat it like that with bread. Very healthy. Old traditional medicine, olive oil it is. But all other oils, use sparingly, just when necessary. Use it in small amounts, don't overdo it. Please, don't overdo it. Okay? Now we're going to use a little bit of this nice fresh local sauce. Comes from Denton Bridge, Saro. This is where you get this beautiful crisp ball. Now just a handful. There you are. This is just about enough. We don't need any more. And then some of this excellent, excellent Armanti black pepper crushed by ourselves, by our own hands. Nice and whole grained. There we are. A little bit of pepper. There we are. And I think we're done. Not so, Oli? That's it. A little bit of soy sauce in here. Yeah, measurements, I would say about a teaspoon. Teaspoon of soy sauce. There we are. You see, I used the dark one, which I didn't recommend. And you can see it's changed the color of the chicken to a dark color. Therefore, use a light soy sauce in the future. And a little bit of oyster sauce as well. Probably as well a little teaspoon. A teaspoon. And you know, you're going to have to do a little bit of your own thing. You taste it. You see how it tastes. If you like it, add more. If it's enough, stop. I mean, this whole process of telling you, we can only give you a guideline by teaspoon or tablespoon. But really, we all have different flavors. And you might even end up cooking it better than I do. So do it your own way. A tablespoon of fish sauce. This is something I like very much. It's full of flavor. And a lot of this is okay because it goes into the vegetable, which means it gives some flavor to the vegetable. Now I think we're ready. Here we are. Okay. There we are. Oh, look at this beautiful, beautiful combination of stuff. There we are. Wow. Isn't that wonderful? Color, freshness, crunch, taste, everything is in there. Everything is in there. Oli, I would throw a little more parsley in there. Okay? And you use the, oh here, coriander. Tiny bit of coriander maybe we can chop and put in there. All right? Tiny bit of coriander chopped and put in there. And maybe as well, just a little bit more of this broadleaf parsley. Chopped and put in there. All right? Yes. Give it a little more green. And the green also indicates the level of the flavor of the particular herb that's going in there. The greener it is, naturally the more flavor there is from that herb. Okay, there we are. Oli, we can mix it. There we are. So now we're going to have Oli, who has these wonderful golden fingers. Look at them. Aren't these beautiful fingers? Wow. Excellent fingers. She's going to roll for us this nice spring roll. All right, there we are. Now what we have over here is we have a mixture. Wow, that Armanti pepper is hot. That black pepper is good. We have a combination of flour and water. Now this is what we use as glue, quote unquote glue. This is what we use to stick the spring roll. Very old formula, flour and water. Try it on your hair. It'll take you days to wash it off. There you are. Excellent, there we are. Very good. Fantastic. This is a perfectly rolled spring roll. And I hope it's going to fry perfectly as well. There you are. Perfect. Okay. All right. Now make sure that your oil is boiling hot. Okay. It's almost sort of start to bubble before you put your spring rolls in. And take one at a time. Hooray! Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Wow! Look at that beautiful bubble. This is called perfect temperature. It's frying like it's made from heaven. There you are. And this process should take about 2 minutes. In about 2 minutes, what do you say, Oli?
Turn it over.
Yeah, about 2 minutes maybe, Oli? Yeah, in about 2 minutes we should have a perfectly golden spring roll, like Oli's golden fingers. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So, sorry, no, I think, Oli, we want it to look like your golden fingers. And I think now we've got Oli's golden fingers right here. Take a look at this. All right, so now we're going to prepare this wonderful sweet and sour sauce for your spring rolls. These sweet and sour sauce can not only be used for spring rolls, but you can use them for your meat pies, for your fish pies, for anything you want to add a little bit of savory to, a little bit of flavor to. It's a dipping sauce. Now what we need for this spring roll sauce is this. We need 2 tablespoons of ketchup. We need 2 tablespoons of vinegar. Again, probably some, hi, how are you? Some Armani vinegar over here. So that's 2 tablespoons, 1, 2 tablespoons. I'll put a little more than 2, just a tiny bit. Okay, now Oli is cutting this wonderful cani, this beautiful tasting cani away. Oli, smell this. Nice. Oh, wonderful. This is what it's all about. Okay, now we've also got to put 2 tablespoons of sugar. All right? So what I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to take 1 tablespoon and then another tablespoon of sugar in the bowl. There we are, all done. Okay, a little bit of chili just to give the nice punch to the whole thing. Okay, now we stir it. I haven't lit the fire yet because vinegar evaporates. So if I light the fire before I stir all of this up, what you're going to have is going to have burnt ketchup with chili, and that doesn't taste good. Believe me, it doesn't. Try it, you'll find out. Okay, all right, a little bit of salt. I won't put a lot of salt because the vinegar has a sourness to it anyway. I think there's okay salt here, and some nice fresh black pepper all in here. There we are. Okay, stir the whole thing up. All right. Okay, now what you have is something like this, a nice red bloody consistence. Okay, all right, there we are. This is what it looks like. Now this bit is done. We light the fire. Okay, once we light the fire, no, Ole, you're gonna blow me up. Take it easy. Okay, go for it now. All right, now we have the fire, and what we're gonna do is allow this just to come to boiling point. Let it simmer. Okay, don't let it boil. You see, what you have here is you have the simmering of the ketchup. What I'm getting from this is vinegar, a lot of vinegar. And don't forget, ketchup is full of vinegar. So you have the vinegar from the ketchup, you have the vinegar from the bottle out there, and all this vinegar is coming up. This is what gives it its sour, tangy, sweet and sour flavor. Okay? And I think this is about right now. Oli, what do you think? Yeah. You know, it's just the consistency is just right. Look at this. It's just a nice, thick dipping sauce. Okay, that's it. Turn the fire off, and I'm going to take the risk that you shouldn't take because you're going to get burnt, and taste this. Oh, this is good. Come here, Shigan. Put your finger in here and try this. Try this. Excellent, huh? Better than the ready-made one, isn't it? Good. All right, so there you are. And then take the sauce. I'm going to show you right here exactly how to do it. All right. And what you want to do is find a little sauce container, and hooray, this is what you have. Enjoy. A bit too hot for you, maybe? I could eat about 12 of these.
You have a winner.
Thank you.
Yes.
There we are. Not complicated to make either. Very easy to make. Okay, so now we're going to the main course. This is the main course for our meal tonight. We're going to be preparing a shepherd's pie. All right, I said to you, my mother's style shepherd's pie. First of all, you need your potatoes, 4 large potatoes, all right, which you might want to cut in 4 pieces. All right, put them in boiling water, all right, so they boil quicker. If you cut them in 4, you'll get a quicker job than if you left them in 1 piece to boil all together. All right, so there we are, some boiling potatoes. Takes about 10-15 minutes to boil. Meanwhile, what I suggest is this. We're going to need some minced meat for our stuffing, all right? Oli, can you please start the burner for me? All right. Should start off with, let's say, about half a kilo mincemeat. Yeah, half a kilo. Ali, can we have half a kilo of mincemeat, please? A beautiful piece of minced meat. Can you see that? Well prepared, very fresh. You know, butcher shop standards. Couldn't be better. All right, that comes over here ready to be cooked. Meanwhile, we have some onions to be chopped. All right, and I think Oli's chopped the onions already. The fire here is going, the pan's hot. We pour a little bit of Armanti soybean oil onto it. Just a little cup, that's enough. So what we do over here, we have our chopped onions, our chopped garlic, and of course something which the British might not find very traditional, some carrots as well. But I feel it gives it some flavor, it gives it a little bit of color. Why not? We're gonna do just that. Okay. So Oli thinks we should put the whole half kilo. I would have done so in bits, but she's confident that the half kilo is going to suffice. I thought it may be too much, but it's going to take too long. This is going to take roughly about another 5 to 7 minutes to cook. You see, the meat's browning already. Now, the other thing I want to tell you here, you know, chili or cani in shepherd's pie. Hey, look, you know, it's not the sort of thing you do. But, you know, who says? The idea is great. The concept, this principle of putting mincemeat with onion and garlic in mashed potatoes and baking it is great. But who says we can't throw a little bit of chili in there? Chili has become commonplace now. All over the world, people enjoy it. Gives it flavor, gives it something different, gives it a bite, takes it away from its blandness to a more sophisticated elevation. Okay, we have some tomatoes. We throw some tomatoes in there, fresh tomatoes. We throw last because we don't want them to cook too much now. We want them to cook, as a matter of fact, when they're in the mashed potato in the oven. So it maintains its moistness and its plump juiciness, okay? All right, there we are, a little bit again. And you know, what I would do, which you may not want to do and we won't do now, I would even throw in a little bit of cinnamon. Tiny bit of cinnamon. Give it a wonderful sort of Middle Eastern flavor. But shall we do that, Oli? We put a little bit, yeah. A little bit of cinnamon gives it this sort of Middle Eastern kind of flavor to it. Something that can go well. Okay, Oli, yeah, a little bit of tomato paste. This is again Armanti tomato paste, all right? So, a little bit of salt and pepper. All right, again, this sea salt, the best salt you can get. Okay, the best salt you can get in the Gambia. Now, I'll put a little bit of cinnamon. This is cinnamon. This is a typically Asian, Middle Eastern, and Mediterranean spice. I'll put a little bit. This will give it a kick. Okay, and then we throw some fresh parsley in there. Fresh parsley. Okay. Okay, there we are. We're ready now. Okay. Sorry? Yeah, well, we're going to do this. Try the salt. Hi, we'd like you to help us here. What do you think of this flavor, please? No, you're not. You're just here. We're experimenting. We're trying out some new dishes for you. It's hot. Blow it. Can you take it? It's good? Okay, we'll bring you out the product when it's ready. We're going to place it between... No, definitely not. All right, there we are. Okay, now we have the mash here already. Okay, this is the potatoes we boiled earlier on. Oli is now going to prepare it the way we do with a little bit of butter, you know, to your judgment. A little bit of that, creamy mash. Okay. All right, we're making it in a small bowl at the moment. My advice to you in the future is use a larger bowl because it gives you more room to maneuver. Now what we do, please come closer. We have to show you this from a close-up. Take the mincemeat or the shepherd's pie mix, pour it into the bowl, and then just simply spread it around. The latest addition to our team, he's been with us for 3 months. He's brought his culinary skills along with him. Great with desserts I'll show you what he does. We'll show you in another episode. He's also a very good piper. Not the pipe, piping potatoes. Please, Mr. Barrow, can you pipe this for us? Okay. All right, Mr. Barrow, there we are. All piped, just the exact measure. Here, thank you very much. Merci, Mr. Barrow. Here's a beautifully piped mashed potato, which we're going to take and place into this oven for maybe 15 minutes. Only 15 minutes in the oven, and then you will have this beautiful pie. Well, that's it for the very first episode of Driss'e Kitchen. I hope you enjoyed this session with us, the food, the methods, the entertainment, and the atmosphere. And I hope you've learned some mouth-watering recipes from us again. So see you next time, and we'll be waiting to catch up with you again. Bye.